Joining us today on MSUEagles.com is Zach Lewis. Zach is probably someone who needs no introduction. He is the all-time record holder in several categories here for the Morehead State football program and was recently announced as a new assistant football coach for the Eagles. Zach, congratulations on the new position. I know you've worked hard on the field as a player, and you did quite a bit for the program last year as a recruiting intern. Before we talk about your coaching responsibilities and the situation moving forward, let's kind of rewind and tell the viewers out there what originally got you to Morehead State as a player.
I had a pretty good high school career. I got recruited by all schools, and Morehead just seemed like a good fit for me. Our head coach then, Coach Ballard, and then Coach Tenure and a few other coaches really attracted me to this institution, and I just like the school life and the city of Morehead in general.
Tell people where you're originally from, where you went to high school. I know it was you grew up in the state, and I'm sure that factored into you coming here to MSU.
Right. I grew up 2 hours on the road. I went to Clay County High School, played 3 sports there, and that made the decision quite easier, being closer to home and not being an overwhelmingly big city.
I came here on the staff in 2011. That was your record-setting season as far as single-season records go, and then you compiled several Morehead State career records, completions, passing attempts, passing yards, and passing touchdowns from the quarterback position. As you kind of reflect on especially your junior and senior season, what kind of comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I played with a lot of great players. I really did. I played with a lot of guys that made me look a lot better than I really was. Coaches were great, a lot of great coaches, and it helped. We transitioned into the offense we're running now right along the time of my junior year, which was an offense that I'd previously run in high school and was very familiar with, so that helped.
Rob Tenure, the new Morehead State head football coach, he was the offensive coordinator when you were a player. Talk about your relationship with Rob and then get into the X's and O's a little bit for us and just explain to the viewers out there your familiarity with the offensive system and how that'll help you as an assistant coach.
Right. So, I think I can't thank Coach T enough for giving me this opportunity. I played under Coach T. He was my coordinator, so we kind of see eye to eye on quite a bit of the same things. He's put me in a position here where he thinks I can excel, and I really appreciate that. As far as familiarity with the offense goes, like I said, we think kind of the same way on a lot of things. Some things we obviously don't, but we talk through them and you figure out what's the best way to put us in a chance to win.
Expand a little bit, if you would, on your role last year. You were a recruiting intern for the program in Rob's first year as head coach, and I'm sure that kind of opened your eyes to the administrative side and the coaching side. In a lot of ways, it's similar to playing, right, and in a lot of ways, it's probably different, isn't it?
Yeah, with coaching, there's more that comes with it than actually just being on the field coaching. I learned a lot about working with Coach Dante Wright. I learned a lot about recruiting and learned a lot about the office work that goes along with it, which I wasn't prepared for at the time. But that transition year into my role now really helped and really beneficial to me.
Zach Lewis, a new Morehead State assistant football coach and former Eagle quarterback, with us today on MSUEagles.com. And Zach, the one thing I hear consistently about the recruiting you guys are getting in more high schools and you're starting earlier. Kind of talk about those two areas and how that's going to lead to success down the road.
Well, that's funny. The day after I graduated on a Saturday, and then that Monday I was already on the road. I took off and was recruiting in several high schools that day. That's only a good thing. All of our coaches are getting out. We're going to a lot more high schools than we have in the past, and we're trying to get the best possible kids for us, who are good fits for us, and we're trying to get them early and often.
We won't have time today to break down the entire freshman class player by player, but I know there's a lot of optimism and excitement about the group of, say, 30 or 32 guys that you've brought in. If you had to characterize the group as a whole, what would you say at this point?
Hardworking. We've got several of our young freshmen on campus, and they're working their tail off right now, and we couldn't be prouder of the way they're working. From my position in particular, we got a few guys coming in right there that can really help us right off the bat, and they're really working hard to try to make the lineup.
Let's talk a little more about your specific role with the slot receivers and just kind of explain to the viewers how those slot receivers factor into the offense here. Not only you're working under head coach Rob Tenure, but Craig Mullins will begin his second season as the offensive coordinator for the program, and I know that you'll be spending a lot of time with both of those men.
Yeah, playing quarterback in this system really set me up for success there. So I really have a feel and understanding for what what the slots, what the responsibilities are, and a lot of pass plays and a lot of blocking plays. I understand, certain landmarks and how it relates to the play in general. Coach T, when he was offensive coordinator here, he did coach the slots, and it's good working with him because he's coached the position in this system, and it's good, bouncing ideas off one another.
Again, the overall optimism and enthusiasm for the program continues to be pretty high. I know that Coach Tenure has said that there'd be some short-term sacrifices, hopefully some long-term rewards, but I know this year the 2014 Eagles expect to be competitive in the Pioneer Football League, and that's what you guys hope to do year in and year out.
Right. There's a transition period there. When new staff comes in, there's new traditions, new things going on. There's an adjustment period there, and I think we're on the up and up. We'll be better.
That's Zach Lewis, the new slot receivers coach for Morehead State football, a former Eagle quarterback. Zach, we'll check in with you during the season. Thanks for your time today.
All right, thanks for having me.